We now have the full lineup for Fright Nights 2024. Not returning this year is something very exciting is happening right now. What's up, guys? I hope you're all well. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and you guys know the drill now. It's another Thorpe Park Fright Nights construction update for 2024. Now, this is going to be a bit of an interesting update because obviously if you've seen my last video that I would have released last week, we now have the full lineup for Fright Nights 2024. So it makes the construction videos a little bit more interesting. So in today's video, I'm going to go around and check out some of the construction that's happened over the last week or so, and just kind of, share my thoughts on this year's event and, hopefully have a good time. So it's a bit warm outside today. I'd put my long sleeve on. It was a bit of a sign that we're in Fright Night season because it's getting a bit chilly in the mornings now, but the sun's come out and it's actually quite warm. So, but yeah, right, let's head into the park. Let's go check out some Fright Nights construction because I think it's going to be a good one today. Let's go. Okay, so my first pit stop of the day is over on Thorpe Island actually, which is funny enough because I came down here a few weeks ago in one of the updates to have a look at survival games to see if there's been anything that's changed. But this time there actually has. There's been quite a bit that has been worked on around the actual survival games building itself. Most notably that I can see from here is that they've basically updated the bridge that you cross to get over onto the service road, which is really nice to see. Obviously all the signs have been up pretty much all year anyway, so but I tell you what, walking around Thorpe Island today just makes me miss the swarm invasion at Fright Nights. I absolutely loved that scare zone. But yeah, there's not loads to talk about with survival games. It's survival games, it stayed up all year, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that there'd been a bit of a refurbishment around the area, which is always nice to see, you know. Just we always get excited about these like new mazes and stuff being built, but you know, it's the small things that also add up that make a good experience. So yeah, that's really good to see. Right then, let's head to the next spot, check out some more construction. Okay, so I've just headed over to the Stealth Plaza to check out a little bit of not really construction, but something I mentioned in my last video was that there are some markings down below the stealth entrance. I did note this is usually where the bus goes, but I do think it's a bit too small of a marking to be a bus. Okay, so this is a little bit awkward. We now know what the markings are. Essentially, over the last couple of days, people have spotted some building construction, whatever you want to call it, taking place within Stealth Plaza. And it looks like this year we're going to be getting like a building backdrop to Creature Campus, which is going to be really, really interesting to see. So technically, I did predict it right. They weren't for the bus. However, unfortunately, I didn't post a video in time to predict it. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a little clip to explain it all. So whether or not there could be a brand new theming piece, or whether this was something that was here last year, obviously for Creature Campus, which was recently just revealed to be returning for 2024. I keep calling it Amity High in my last video, but it'll always be Amity High to me. But yeah, it looks like they're still going to be decking out the entire Stealth Plaza with, you know, the theming, the stage. But I just thought it was something to be, you know, a little bit more mindful about now that we know that Creature Campus is returning. Because I must admit, it did kind of make me wonder whether or not we could be seeing something different here this year. But no, it is exactly the same as it was last time I was here. I don't really know what it could be. It may even be for the stage, the markings. I really don't know. But nevertheless, it's exciting. We're getting construction. So yeah, it's really starting to ramp up now. We haven't even got to the good bits. This is just the smaller updates for today. But yeah, we're going to start heading and looking at some of the more impactful construction now. Okay, so I've just been checking out some of the Oktoberfest, you know, stage performers. It's actually been really nice. You know, the sun's out at the minute. They've got like a trombone thing on at the moment, which is really, really funny and really, really cool. But the main reason I wanted to stop off here, of course, is A, because we've got Lucifer's Lair returning here this year, but also not returning this year is Death's Doors. It's not coming back, which I'm actually kind of sad about. I really enjoyed Death's Doors. I thought it was a really unique concept. However, what this does now mean is that we could end up seeing Lucifer's Lair bleed into this kind of area that I'm standing in at the moment, which is just underneath Nemesis Inferno. We could see Lucifer's Lair bleed into here, which is an interesting prospect because I really enjoyed Lucifer's Lair last year. It was a really well themed area. Thinking that it could bleed into here this year is a really exciting prospect. But yeah, we're not going to end up seeing any construction for that for a little while longer. Obviously, because Oktoberfest is still going on, the stage is still being used, and obviously this entire area is still being used for that. So yeah, not too much to report on here, but I thought it was something interesting to mention now that we don't have Death's Doors here. Okay, so I've now just stopped off over at Trailers, which is again obviously returning for this year. However, obviously there's not a lot to see with Trailers normally because the facade doesn't change, and obviously because it's indoors we don't normally see anything that's in there when it's being constructed at least. However, Theme Park Guide spotted a few weeks ago that through the little service area that's just located just next to Trailers, they've blocked off part of the fence that's kind of lines the back of it. A lot of people are thinking this is because they're trying to hide something. Whether this is panels for the new maze, whether it's anything to do with that. Obviously, I only think that way because the panels and the wooden pallets for Deadbeat were actually transferred from Trailers over to the Black Mirror Labyrinth site. So we could easily see some new scenes in Trailers, which is interesting. We could end up seeing some new rooms in there this year, which could be really, really cool. Obviously, with each of them being themed to an old scare maze, it would be really, really cool to see like Platform 15 make an appearance in there. It'd be cool to see Creep Freak make an appearance in there. There's like endless possibilities. So it's an exciting prospect that we could be getting some new stuff in there. But I thought it was something interesting to mention, considering they were hiding part of that service road, that if it isn't for Deadbeat, then it could easily be some new rooms in Trailers that they don't want to spoil, which is obviously even better. I'm quite happy to have some new rooms in Trailers. It's a maze that's really grown on me over the last few years of it being here. So yeah, no, I'm excited to get back in there this year, and even more excited at the prospects that we could be seeing some brand new rooms in there as well. Okay, so you now join me over in the Saw Plaza, where something very exciting is happening right now. The Crows of Morecambe Meadow is now fully in production. Is that a word? Is that how you say it? I don't know. It's being built right next to me right now. They're actively working on it as we speak. They're moving the hay bales into place, which is obviously standard. You know, they featured the hay bales in there pretty much every single year that it's featured down this pathway. However, the exciting thing is that they're now building what looks like the outskirts or the kind of base frame for a wall. There's a lot they can do in this area, and it looks like this year they could be using it to its full potential. You know, it's kind of a bit early at the moment probably to say that it's a building, because obviously it is only a few wooden frames that have been put up. But nevertheless, it looks like something different this year. We're going to get something, or at least a little bit more of an update to what it was last year, which is really, really exciting. But yeah, the hay bales are all out. They're currently transporting them to and from the actual, you know, storage place. They kind of had them all stacked up just on the side somewhere. So yeah, it's really exciting to see it kind of start to form up now. You know, weeks and weeks and weeks of doing Fright Night's construction where it's just been speculation and looking at markings on the floor. Stuff's finally happening now. Which is really, really exciting. So yeah, hopefully, you know, we get a bit more, you know, of an idea of what they're doing over the next week or so. I'm going to be coming back here next week, you know, just to kind of have a look at the updates and everything that's going on. But yeah, it's currently looking very exciting over at the Crows of Morecambe Meadow, and I can't wait to see how it shapes up. On the topic of stitches, obviously, you probably would have seen me take a little bit of footage from over there just a minute ago. There's not a lot to see there. It's like Trailers and survival games and even Deadbeat this year. We're not going to see a lot of what's going on within the building and in the marquee. in Stitch's case. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air whether or not we're going to see any changes this year. I really hope they don't change the final room, because that was absolutely terrifying last year. My biggest fear is like dolls and stuff, so it's like the worst possible outcome for me for a scare maze. And it was absolutely brilliant last year. Right now, I'm going to go and head over to the former Black Mirror Labyrinth site and check out the construction for Deadbeat. Okay then, so I'm now standing outside of what will be the Deadbeat entrance. At least I'm assuming it's going to be the Deadbeat entrance, and I'm just kind of sitting here just looking in awe really. This massive sign that they made for Black Mirror Labyrinth. As you can see behind me, there's not really a lot of stuff that's been going on over here. Obviously on the outside, I mean. In the inside it looks very, very busy. I've seen a lot of workers coming to and fro in and out of the building. So they are working on it. It is being worked on, and it looks, yeah, I just can't wait for this maze. I know there's not really a lot of information about it at the moment as to what we could actually see inside the maze, but I do actually genuinely think that's a good thing. For a lot of these mazes, every single maze this year is an indoor maze, and whilst we've been in ones like Stitch's, survival games, trailers before, for something like Deadbeat, it's just exciting not to know what's going to happen when we walk through those doors, and I'm really, really excited to experience it in a few weeks. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely awesome. But yeah, there's not really a lot of construction to report on at the moment. The slammer stuff's still going on, I think. The car is still kind of sat just behind the entrance, so I don't really know what's going on with that at the moment. But I would imagine it will kind of continue to come down over the next few weeks. But yeah, there's not really a lot to speak on in terms of outside construction that I can see at the moment. Okay then, so as you just saw, I had a cheeky little ride on Hyperion before I made my way out of the park. It's just got to be done. I didn't get to do it last time I was here because I had to get back for a concert. So yeah, it was running beautifully as always. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's been a bit of an odd one for me over the last couple of weeks. And as you saw in the video that would have been posted last week, that I haven't technically posted yet as of filming this video, it was been a bit manic. I'm sorry I didn't get as many updates over the last month or so as I probably could have done. But I am aiming to have an update out every single week leading up to Fright Nights 2024, which is going to be pretty fun to see kind of how the progression goes. And it's going to get really, really ramped up pretty soon, I think. You know, looking at the construction today, there's been a lot of stuff that's kind of happened since I was last here. I do think we're going to see some changes to Crows and Walking Meadow. I think that's pretty much confirmed after what I've seen today. But that is going up extremely quickly, so it's going to be interesting to see. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.